Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on June 25, 2019. British Parliament may support no-deal Brexit. Boris Johnson, a former Foreign Secretary and main candidate to succeed Theresa May as Prime Minister, said he believed the UK Parliament would now support a no-deal Brexit. Even the senior figures in his Conservative Party warned they had the numbers to stop him if he tried to push one through. Johnson argued that defeat that both his Conservative Party and opposition Labour Party faced in the European elections had left members of Parliament determined to get Brexit done. Former Foreign Secretary said his Brexit strategy is to use the threat of no deal to persuade the European Union to remove the controversial Irish border backstop from the Withdrawal Agreement the May negotiated. SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket blasts off after delay. SpaceX launched its Falcon Heavy rocket with 24 experimental satellites on Tuesday from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Elon Musk's space company called this launch one of the most difficult it has attempted. The craft blasted off at 2:30 a.m. after a 3-hour delay from the original launch time late Monday and began its 6-hour mission to deploy the satellites. The mission, dubbed Space Test Program 2, is the third one for the Falcon Heavy rocket, described as the most powerful launch system in the world. The company is putting satellites into orbit for various agencies, including NASA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, various Defense Department laboratories, universities, and non-profit companies, SpaceX said. Stocks fall, safe havens rise on global tensions. European, Asian, and American stocks decreased on escalating geopolitical tensions ahead G20 summit that will take place later this week. Amidst the safe haven assets like treasuries, gold, and the yen rose attract investors. The Stoxx Europe 600 index declined 0.3% to the lowest in more than a week, while three main U.S. equity indexes fell at the New York Open. Asian shares, including benchmarks in Tokyo, Seoul, and Sydney, reversed earlier gains after Iran suggested new sanctions had closed off a diplomatic solution to a dispute with Washington. The MSCI Asia-Pacific Index declined 0.3%, as the risk-off mood drove gold to 0.8% rise to $1,431.02 an ounce. The safe Japanese yen climbed 0.3% to 107.01 per dollar, the strongest in more than 14 months, while the yield on 10-year treasuries fell on basis point to 2.00%. China-U.S. trade officials talk ahead G20 summit. Senior Chinese and U.S. trade officials spoke by telephone on Monday ahead of meeting of Chinese President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Donald Trump, set for later this week as the world's two largest economies remain locked in a tariff war. Chinese Vice Premier Liu He held a phone conversation with U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, China's Ministry of Commerce said in a statement posted to its website on Tuesday morning. During the call, the Chinese and U.S. officials exchanged opinions on trade in accordance with the instructions of the two countries' heads of state and agreed to maintain communications, the statement said.